Hi Quilters, I'm Pam Hiller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert.
I'm Erica Bodker, AccuQuilt's creativity expert. We're here to talk about the Go New York Beauty 9-inch finish block on board die and show you that even though it may look difficult, making this block is well within your reach when you have the die to help you, that is.
Yes. Okay, so here's this classic block. You know it well. And it's been around for a long time. Like so many of other classic quilt blocks, it's been known by different names, including Crown of Thorns, Rocky Mountain Road, and Sunrise.
Now, through the years, this pattern has been one that many quilters have aspired to create, and it's been looked at as a real challenge piece for quilters with a combination of curved and pointed piecing.
All right, but all that's changed now. So Erica, here's the die. So let's talk about it. It's meant to be a 4-color block. So a couple of things that are great is that all of these pieces have what, Erica?
Notches.
Notches
They're
to help you.
for you. Isn't it great?
Yes, to help you with those pieces. And here's kind of a pro tip. Notice that A and C on their outer edge don't have any notches.
That means they go on the outside of the block.
They go on the outside.
So fabric number 1 for this block is going to be our yellow. Now, of course, as always, you can change this up and do it however you want to, but we're going to go ahead, follow the 4-color pattern for this tutorial, and we're going to place it over A and B.
Okay.
It's a 10-inch square. It's going to place over A and B. There you go.
Okay.
Now, the next color we're going to come up with is going to be pink. Yep.
And you're going to follow the instructions.
So we're cutting 5 of those shaped G's that you just covered with purple. And we can still overlap a little bit, and it's not going to be a problem with that. Okay. Now, the next thing that we need to do is we're going to cover shape E with our white, our background. And also, we're going to take 3 pieces for shape F. And then, because we need 2 of these and 4 of these, we're going to take a 10-inch square and lay it over C and E and F so that we'll have the right number of pieces and make great use of every one. Now, take a look at that shape E.
Right here, this is shape E. So this is directional. On this one, it doesn't, we're using solid, it's going to be either way. But if you were doing a pattern fabric, you would want to fan fold over shape E.
So you would place one right side up and one right side down for sure.
Yep.
And I will let you put that through our Go Big. Now, this is on a 10-inch die board. It is going to fit through our Go Big. We're going to cut just beautifully here.
Or your Go Bolt fabric cutter in 2 passes.
Those perfect points that we've got going around that curve are going to be made with foundation paper piecing, which neither Pam nor I are huge fans of because we feel as though we are sewing upside down and backwards.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got our shape G's. Here's our 1D, and again, we've cut out one block.
Yes.
These are those 2 E's that are going to be directional. We've got our 4 pieces now of F, and of course we've got our outer corner, which is
our
C.
arch.
Our arc.
There is a method to the madness of cutting or of sewing this.
There is. So what we want to do is start with sewing together the pieced arc. If there's ever a time to pin, quilters, this block is it. So we want to go ahead and start by putting together that pieced arc. So following those block assembly directions, they're found on the package, but you can also find them on AccuQuilt.com. Just go to the dies page on the website, and there's a little button to download those.
And we're going to give you a little pro tip here. The notches are on opposite sides. So the notches here line up with this, and the notches here line up with the yellow. Don't think you're going like this.
Right. You're going to go
back and forth.
Back and forth. And you want to go ahead and start and end with a purple, because then The end piece is that directional shape.
Yes. Okay.
So we've already got one sewn on here, and I'm going to go ahead and sew this other one on here. And again, even with the end pieces, the white notches are going to be pointing to the outside. And you can see, and the directions will tell you to press those seams open, which
Yes.
is what I have done so far.
And why did you
with
press them
these.
open, Erica?
Well, there's some bulk, but it's
So
going to
much.
make it easier for us to see what we're doing and to match up our notches.
I agree.
So I'm going to go ahead and sew this piece on.
And I love the fact that this is such a great block. You could totally go to our website, and we have this great program that allows you to change the colorways of all of our blocks and
Patterns, all of our patterns, yeah.
Yeah, so think about this. This is like, you could do it in red, white, and blue. You could do it for
Oh
Quilts
yeah,
of
it'd be really
Valor,
fun for that, yeah.
right?
Now, one thing you want to make note of is that we have specially designed the dog ears on these, which is so amazing because you'll see how perfectly they line up. So now this is the last one. We're going to have you press that seam open for
Yep.
it.
So I'm actually going to set that seam,
Yes.
give it a little press, set that seam, and then I'm just going to come in here and press those seams open.
And if you see extra pieces around, it's because I've been making some.
Yes. We wanted to just kind of show you the basics. Okay, there
Right.
you go, my friend.
So the next, so that is going to go right in there. So the next step really is to sew these two curved pieces together.
Okay.
And I always like to say I sew with my smile on top. So my smiley piece, I'm going to flip over this way. And it's so easy with those notches. I'm going to lean over so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to take a pin and I'm going to pin at each one of these notches. And are you going to pin at those notches, Pam?
Yes, every time. And actually, I start in the center notch
Do you?
and work my way out. Because you've cut on the lengthwise grain, now it has this bias that allows you
To have
a little
stretch.
give.
When you look at the pieces laid out, can you open them?
Yes, I would love to.
You are not going to think that they're going to line up and fit together.
No, I always think that. We have a similar block, the pickle dish. And when I was making it, I was like, oh, this is not going to work. But in fact, it does.
So I'm going to go ahead and pin all 4 notches. But I also like to pin my beginning and my end.
I do as well.
And the way I'm going to do that is take this, twist it around so that it lines up. And then I pin lengthwise.
I do as well.
And it's not how I was taught to pin with garment sewing, but man, does it make a difference with this.
Yes.
And then
now you know the beginning and the end are starting correctly. And you can, I love the fact that you can manipulate this fabric as it goes through. You want to take your time. You know, you just want to make sure your notches are lined up and pin them together, but take your time while you're sewing this.
Now, what I did was then I pinned it like this. I went ahead and sewed it around, took my time, pressed it towards the center.
Yes.
Towards the outside, and it came together just perfectly.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. So that's how that first piece goes together. All right, we're going to put these 2 pieces together, and I'm going to back up, and for the sake of Pam, she said she likes to start in the middle.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
And the reason I like to start in the middle is so that I can manipulate it to the left and to the right.
It makes total sense. Now here I'm lining up really nicely here at the end. So but I'm still going to put a pin in.
Yeah, for sure.
So a stiletto is just kind of like an extra pointer finger. You can also use a seam ripper, but as luck would have it, we don't happen to have one of those in the studio currently. We don't know what happened to them when we moved, and I keep forgetting to.
I found it, and now I don't know where I put it. Yesterday I
Well,
cleaned.
you brought one from home.
Oh, maybe that's the one I found.
And
yeah.
I gave it to you, and I thought you took it home.
I think that's probably the truth now. Now that you say that, I remember.
Yes, we must have our seam rippers. Okay, so now I'm ready to go ahead. And again, I've got my smile on top. I'm going to go ahead and very carefully go ahead and sew this together. And I'm also going to back stitch at the beginning and the end. I've got a 1/4 inch foot on here.
And that's important. You want to make sure you have that 1/4 inch.
Okay. Stand by. Now, I happen to be using Wonder Pins. They're incredibly thin. And if you are sewing carefully and you go over one, life is not going to end like it did in the old days when we sewed over big, thick pins.
Oh, yeah. And whether you sew over pins or not, that is your choice.
That is your choice.
We're not
I
telling
still
anybody.
try not to,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you, sometimes it happens.
And notice Erica's going nice and slow. And if she needed to, she could lift up that presser foot, manipulate that fabric so that it's sewing together.
So if you do get a little bunchy in there, don't panic. Just take a deep breath. Drop your foot. That's the key. You want to make sure that your needle is down inside. And then you can lift it up, and it just releases the tension underneath there enough to get rid of that little bunchy.
It's like in real life. Sometimes you need to release the tension.
Think of it as yoga for your curves.
Yoga for your curves. I like that.
And there's all different kinds of stilettos.
And some of you are thinking, oh, I've never sewn a curve. We're going to tell you to make a test block. Practice cutting those curves and sewing them together. You will be surprised after just 2 or 3 practices. You will be a curve queen.
Absolutely. Embrace those curves.
Embrace them.
Do not fear the curve.
Look at how great that is.
So again, we want to go ahead and sew. We're sewing. We're going to press this towards this corner, just like we did the other piece.
I can do that. And notice it kind of naturally does that.
That's right.
So we're going to press it just towards that center. Okay. And now we have the first 3 sections done.
Right.
And next we're going to sew our outer corner to this shape C. And you're going to do it exactly like you did this.
That's right. That's right. We are.
Now, I love this fact that it makes quarter circles, and the pattern on the packaging gives you lots of different variations, ways that you could do this. You could totally take this. You could make half blocks. I like this one.
That.
And then you could make this.
Those two actually match.
Yes, that's why I grabbed them. I know. Thank you for doing that, by the way.
I made a lot of these. I don't know what I'm doing with them all, but
but
I find their way into something.
I actually like this one because then now you could come here with the third one.
You're just gonna swirl.
Yeah, I think I like just the swirling part.
See, and this is a great demonstration of how a classic block really is also a modern block, right?
Right. So look at this, Erica. This is kind of a cool.
That's kind of fun.
Modern color, modern look. I would love to do this in like grays and whites and have this be black and then the little spikes be red.
Ooh.
Because then it just would give you that kind of modern look.
It would.
And I'm going to tell you, it's easier to sew the bigger arc than it is to sew the smaller arcs.
Yeah.
But it's okay. That's why we saved them for last.
It is okay. Clearly, I sewed over those pins.
Yes, but we're not telling anybody.
Again, these Wonder Pins are great because they're so thin. We had some out up in Wisconsin, and they said, "What are these? Who's doing acupuncture?"
Yeah, they thought they were so thin. We're like, no. This is so you can
just good sewing.
Sew one over them. And the process is the same for all the quarter blocks.
Yep, it's going to go together just the same, and then you can rearrange your colors, rearrange how you put your blocks together.
And this block finishes to 9 inches, which means you could use your 9-inch setting triangles, your 9-inch cube, and other 9-inch block and board dies.
I'm going to backstitch here real quick.
Okay.
Okay. So now I want you to press this before I sew them together, but we want to press towards the outside.
Yes.
So we're going to press those arcs so that they're going to opposite corners. But if your fabric really doesn't want to go that way, don't fight it. Just go the way it wants to go. But really, they press out, curves press out beautifully, especially when you make them
Well,
with
and
dies.
look right here how it's all lined up and matched. Good job, Erica.
Oh, thank you. And then the last piece is going to go on just the same.
Yes.
We're going to pin this on like this. And again, you'll see I just keep sewing my smile on top. You know, the other thing that I did was I prepped my fabric with Starch Savvy before I cut it, which I don't always take time to do. But this was some really wrinkled fabric, and I have to say, it is sewing and pressing so beautifully. I should do this more often. And yes, we do have it on our website.
Yeah.
Along with a refill bottle, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's huge.
If you're quilting a lot, you're probably going through a lot.
Yes.
It's so simple. You just spray it on your fabric, give it a minute to soak in, and press it out.
Yeah.
But this yellow was super wrinkled.
And no longer. And that's a really good point. When you're cutting with our dies, you want to make sure the fabric is straight. You know, it's not wrinkled. You know.
Yeah, it had been folded up for a long time. I'm not saying that it's not bad fabric. It's very nice fabric. It just had been folded in its little fat quarter bundle for quite a while. So I freed it. Okay, last seam here.
If you have what they call a leader, then it can start and then it'll sew beautifully. Some people who are way more practical than I am have leaders and enders for the same reason. And they actually cut shapes like half square triangles. And then as they're sewing their projects, they're sewing those leaders together. And then pretty soon they have enough leaders to make a quilt.
I'm doing that for the first
time
ever.
I'm proud of you.
I've been cutting my blue, and I've been going through a bit of a blue period.
Yes.
And so I've been cutting my blue and white or neutral scraps into 3-inch finished half square triangles, just exactly what you said. And actually that's the die that comes with the Go Me, if you have the Go Me. Or it's in the 6-inch cube. And then I'm just putting half square triangles together, and now I'm starting to put them into 4 patches. And then, you know, I don't know exactly how big this quilt's gonna be. I don't know how long this is gonna go on. So I just
just doing her thing.
When I run out of one, if I run out of blues, then I just cut some more. If I run out of neutrals, I cut some more, because I have scraps. And this last one, we're almost done. And then you're gonna see it. And again, I do use a stiletto when I do a curve.
Yeah.
And then again, this one, I would go ahead and press towards the outside again. So we've pressed our seams towards opposite corners.
It's perfect. Ta-da! All right, here's our finished block. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, quilters, we know you're going to love working with the Go New York Beauty 9-inch finished block and board die as much as we do. And we can't wait to see your finished projects. Please share them with us on all of our social media platforms. AccuQuilt has taken this classic block from difficult and challenging and made it easy and fun, because at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time
so you can quilt more.